Dame Dash been lying for 10 years, ever since The Breakfast Club.
Best for your kids. What's best for your kids is to put your money into something, the stress, go through all of it, so when your child becomes a man, he doesn't have to work for nobody.
Right, well, that's the whole
thing. You can just pass it to him.
Now you talk about...
So if you're going to work 20 years in a business or 15 years in a business every day over and over again, and your son can't work here whenever he feel like it, you clowning to me.
I don't want him to work
but that's
here.
Me. I'm not saying you. If you owned it, wait a second.
I'm here because
time out.
I don't need a check.
That's stupid. You should be.
Like Murder
time out.
Rap because he enjoy it, not because he want a check.
You're wrong.
I'm here because
I like the check.
Wait, time out. Time out. Time out. You're lying.
I don't need
before you lose your control, just stay focused.
Like you say, do your homework.
So here, listen to me.
I work here because I enjoy it.
Why don't you listen?
I work here for free.
Who could work? Would you ever enjoy being a slave?
I'm not. It's not a slave. This is what I enjoy.
I don't think this is slavery, Dave.
Do you have to come to work today? Do you have a choice? Do you have to ask somebody when you have to? Yes, you do.
I don't.
Or you're fired. Can somebody tell you you fired?
I honestly don't.
Can somebody tell you you fired? Yes or no?
Can
Can another man say you're fired?
Absolutely.
No one can tell me that. And that's priceless to me.
But I'm here because
I don't care. You enjoy having a man be able to tell you you fired?
But you
enjoy. Okay, let me ask you a question. So you being selfish. Do you think your son enjoys you calling somebody else a boss? Don't you think your son would rather wake up with you and you could pick him up from school instead of having to do a 9 to 5? Don't you think? Yeah, all right, but don't you have to wake up at 4 in the morning? Don't you think your son would love if his name was up there, Dash, or whatever your last name is, instead of somebody else's? My pride is in my children. Like, look what I'm doing right now. Look at my son. I taught my son never to have a boss. He's 23. He owns a restaurant. He has cookies. He has equity. He busts his ass so he can pass it on to his son. If that's not what you hustlers for, you're selfish. You keep saying I'm worried about my kids. You worried about you.
My kids are good.
How they good? Your kids aren't going to be kids.
I feel like I'm in the Def Jam boardroom and backstage.
Their kids, they're not supposed to work. I'm saying when they men, you're supposed to pass them something. You working for another man.
They're worried about
See, to me, this is retarded.
See, these are the questions. I feel like I'm in Def Jam's boardroom. This is not backstage. Everybody cool out for a second. But Dan, I'm gonna ask you this question. You're a businessman.
Absolutely.
What's wrong with taking the money from here and investing it into other stuff that we own?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Thank you.
Everybody eat a cookie. Cool out for a second.
I'm not mad. The mentality is this. It's frustrating. Because you're on the radio and this message is crazy to me. You're saying because you enjoy music or being a DJ, you enjoy having a boss. If you enjoy being a DJ, just why don't you own your own radio station and then DJ for your own radio station so your son can just get on anytime he wants? That's all I'm saying.
But it's steps to it, though.
No, there's no steps to it because I do it. See, you enjoy the safety and the security of a job every day. But there's no pride in that to me. My son takes pride. My kids take pride in the fact that I have Dash Motors. And because I have that, my son said, I'm not going to ever have a boss. His mentality is different. It's just about changing mentality. So when I make a movie like Losada's, I don't have to ask if I could put Daniel in a movie. I just do it. I had to ask if I could put, wait, hold on. I had to ask if I could put Cameron
in Paid in Full.
Okay. I don't have to ask no more. You understand? There's pride in that. There's just a pride you should have in ownership.
So how do you get to that platform? How do you get to the platform?
By putting your own money up and investing in yourself. That's it. You flip. And getting a good woman and stop trusting dudes and stop worrying about other people's pockets and what other people have and what other people can do for you. And 9 to 5s aren't good because you hustling for a weekend. Things for a different lens because you got a boss.
What was the pop hit tags thing? I remember you used to always
because I used to pop tags. Because you know what happened was every time I went to the gym, you know, I had brought new clothes with me. I changed in the gym. So every time I finished, it would be a pile of tags. So I'd be like, look, yo, I'm popping tags. That's all. What's the problem? Why are you offended?
I'm not offended.
So you don't have to sow gossip anymore. You can do different things.
Could you have gotten to the point that
how do you feel? Let me ask you a
at?
question. How do you feel about the fact that you sell gossip for a living? Like you sell gossip, you're a man. How do men sell gossip? That's for women.
Maybe don't talk about.
Y'all talk about what other people say. Every day y'all talking about what you heard. That's gossip.
That's all you listen to.
That's women do that, man. That's what women do. I don't listen to your show. I don't want to hear about gossip. I be asleep. I'm a boss. I wake up when I want. I don't be up that early.
I mean, I think there's a variety.
I come home that late.
There's a variety of things that we talk about on the show.
You talk about what you told to talk about. You got a boss.
No, we actually come up with our own stuff.
You get told what to do.
No, we don't.
No, we definitely don't.
Your boss tells you what to do. If I'm a boss, I tell whoever I do. Your boss, you lying.
No, you know why?
What's your boss name? What's your boss name?
Which one? We got.
Oh my God! You proud to say which one?
Yeah, we're on 50 different markets. We have a different
it's not your market. You don't own it. I don't give a about the radio
you have a
business.
fan, you're an artist.
I don't give a f about nothing.
Y'all want to box or something, man?
He doesn't want to do that. That's not what he wants to do. But what I'm saying is this.
I just think usually it's over money that people have.
No, it don't be over no money. Because if it was over money, how much money? What's money to you? It's all relative.
To me? Yeah, I mean it's all relative, but
is
sometimes
$100,000 money?
it's money.
Not to me.
But you can't do.
Not to me.
It is money though.
It's not to me.
I did ask Dame, you know, what happened from that time until now, but I have not heard back on that yet. So I have an answer to that soon. But I know in the bankruptcy filing that you're talking about, that went down, you know, the end of last week. He mentioned that he has Dame Dash mentioned that he has no monthly income, no house, no car, no publicly traded stocks, retirement accounts, only about a little over $4,000 in worldly possessions. And he listed his assets as like guns, furs, jewelry, that equal up to like $2,500, TVs, computers, some electronics, and $100 cash in hand. Didn't mention any rights or assets. And I know when we did the last story about, remember they were saying that he had to put up some of his movies and, you know, just different things that he owned for some of his prior debts. This was not mentioned either. But
yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, you know, how did he lose? How did he own it? How did he lose the rights to pay it in full, or did he even own the rights to pay it in full? Because I just want to know the business. Like Dame is always teaching the business. He's always teaching about ownership and being a boss. So I just want to know, how did 50 end up getting the rights? Because I thought Dame had the rights. I would assume. I don't know.
But are we still talking about this boss conversation? Like, is that a conversation that we're still having? That's the first thing he said. 50 Cent is his boss, and 50 said that's his partner on it. He's EPing with him, so I guess they're partners. But I hate this boss conversation because I hate the fact that people be like, I don't need no boss. I don't want no boss. Well, sometimes not having a boss will lead you into foreclosure and only having assets to lead up to $2,400.
Damn.
So you can't keep having this boss conversation without having a real conversation about entrepreneurship and what you need to do as an entrepreneur. We can't keep having these conversations.
Dame posted that old clip of him getting at you on Breakfast Club.
I ain't see that in a long time.
Got you a little hot this morning, huh?
Nah, that clip is amazing. That clip is amazing. If you see what happens within 10 years and then you look at that clip, you be like, oh man, somebody made a bad decision.
Cam just made a post, major announcement. I want to congratulate him for making 50 his new boss. So congratulations, Cam. 50 is now your new boss, and you're proud of it. Congratulations, my nigga.
What up, where's your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those cash apps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, on this channel, if you follow me for any amount of time, you will notice that I only really talk about two kinds of people: anti-heroes and supervillains. That's pretty much anybody I discuss. If I make a video about them, they are going to be in one of those two categories. I would say Kendrick is an anti-hero, and Dame Dash is a top-level boss, supervillain. And I really don't speak kindly when I speak about supervillains such as Dame Dash, Lord Jamar, Jim Jones, people of that nature, because they honestly do things, really self-serving things, to put themselves in position above other people, and I don't like it. I'm just going to be honest. Dame Dash is getting exactly what he deserves, and I know a lot of you are like, Charles, this video title is crazy. You're gonna have to prove how Dame Dash has been lying for 10 years, a decade. So every time I bring up Dame Dash, I bring up that Breakfast Club interview. And gang, if you want to get your blood boiling, I know mine is boiling just watching it again. It's really hard to sit through, but in light of this Dame Dash bankruptcy and this Dame Dash 50 Cent and Cameron issue with paid in full, it is the final level, the final boss. He is facing his final defeat. We've never seen Dame Dash this bad, but gang, if you go back on that 2015 Breakfast Club interview, it's hard to believe that that was only 10 years ago. Dame Dash looks absolutely defeated in 2025. This was only 10 years ago, gang. I can't think of a person who has aged more badly than Dame Dash. Dame Dash was brash, arrogant, ignorant, loud, wrong, deceitful, very obnoxious. It's a tough watch. It's a tough watch. And a lot of you people, you were in them comments, yeah, Dame, talk that boss shit. Dame was talking the big shit. And 10 years ago, I was already on my journey of being an entrepreneur, a self-employed man. I'm 15 years into this self-employed shit, and I understand the difference between a boss and a big mouth. And I know for a fact Dame Dash is a big mouth. I'm just going to be honest. Dame Dash, you wouldn't have never heard of Dame Dash 100% if it was not for Jay-Z. You wouldn't even know who he was. We saw the rise of one. We saw the fall of the other. It has never gotten any better for Dame Dash. Every single business that he has tried to do has flopped and failed. He owes $25 million. Dame Dash is the epitome of a fake boss. And you may say, Charles, you're being a little harsh on him. Well, I sat there and watched him make it like first responders and peoples with jobs. I said this many times. He tried to say if you had a boss or you were an honest working man, that somehow you were beneath him and he was the only one that knew how to do this boss thing right. Everybody else was chatty patties. Everybody else was gossiping. He goes up on the Breakfast Club on their platform that they built and called them every name in the book but a child of God. He had nothing but disdain, but he wants to still promote his movies and his son's cookies. Right? He's just completely disrespectful to the platform and the people on it. DJ Envy, Charlamagne sitting up there trying to laugh it off. This guy was not laughing. He didn't find you too funny. He had nothing but contempt in his heart for you and your platform. He didn't give two shits about neither one of you, and you let him sun you on your own fucking program. I'm just gonna be honest. Listen, and I know Dame Dash is a Golden Gloves boxer, and he said DJ Envy don't want to do that when Charlamagne said you two should just box because it got so contentious, right? But at the end of the day, it couldn't have been my program, gang. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not no fucking like ruffian or no thug or no shit like that. But you're not gonna come on my platform and use my shit. Bring your cookies up there talking about all this shit you got going on, Dash Motors, which failed, by the way, shortly after he left the fucking interview. So we're going to have a conversation because it'll get my blood boil because I got to do things as a boss. You can't just be brash and arrogant and act like an asshole and you're a boss. Don't work like that. But Dame Dash had a lot of people thinking, I'm a boss, beating their chest. I'm a boss. I'm just a boss. Oh, yeah? Okay, so we're going to see. Now it's 10 years later since that infamous interview. Dame looking really rough out here. Dame lost everything that he ever had. He's talking about he got like $4 grand left. Like Dame Dash talked very, very big. He clashed with everybody in the industry, 50 Cent, Camera, everybody. Everybody was the problem. Dame Dash was the solution. He burnt every single person that tried to do business with him in the last 10 years. Every single one. Not one is doing business with Dame that started with him 10 years ago. Not one. Every single body, every single human that lays down with Dame Dash gets up mad. They got fleas on them. They irritate that they ever had to do it, and they sue him and they win. So everybody getting my comments, talking this, that, and the third, I'm not buying any of that shit. Okay? I've been bosses struggle. This stuff to be an entrepreneur, it's hard. It ain't easy like Dame Dash make it. Just use your own money. Dame, well, how do we do it? Just use your own money. Make your own radio station. It don't work like that, gang. I know people been trying for 20 years to get a radio station. It don't work like that. But Dame Dash whole solution to everything, get your own money. Start a business. That mentality is why a lot of dudes fail and they end up in jail trying to live behind Dame Dash's, I can't be no boss. I can't be no worker. I gotta be the boss. A lot of these dudes go out here and sell drugs and do all kind of violent crimes because they want to live up to this nonsense that Dame Dash is talking. You have to work. You have to start somewhere. You have to get a ground base. Everybody that he was disrespecting on that Breakfast Club still in them same seats with a way more bigger bag than Dame Dash got right now. They're doing very well. They had consistent work. Dame Dash went up to that studio with an agenda. He went up there to embarrass them people and try to be like, I am the big man, you're the little guy, you don't own your things, or this, that, and the third. Your children can't own nothing because you're sitting here behind a desk, you got a boss, right? Well, those same guys, when they tried to ask him, he cut them off. They said, what if we take this money and invest it in other things? He cut them off. It didn't make any sense to him. They're not bosses. They're not man enough. I'm a real man. I do man things, right? So here we are 10 years later. Dame Dash is in a world of debt. None of Dame Dash's bossly ventures manned up and panned out to do anything. And all this stuff about my kids. Well, Dame Dash kids got real issues with him. They don't really care for Dame Dash and his siblings either. Dame Dash has a plethora of people who are really all set with Dame Dash. But somehow Dame Dash wants us to believe that he got all the answers, right? I want to have this conversation because I'm going to stay on this. Because I don't want people looking at Dame Dash as a role model. Dame Dash is everything you do not want to be, right? First of all, you got to talk to people the right way. Just because you're trying to do business and trying to do things at a high level, it doesn't mean you have to be an asshole. That's the first mistake. What Dame Dash do, his delivery is trash. He went up on someone else's platform. You got to understand, when you go to someone else's platform, you're there to use it for your own purposes, right? You're there to advance your name. You see value in the other person's platform. He went up to their platform and devalued it right there in front of their faces. And they had to eat it because they're trying to be polite, respectful. It's professional. But he was not professional with these people. He cut them off. He berated them. He made them look small. He berated them, their children. Let's just be honest. At the end of the day, none of that stuff worked out for Dame Dash. Over the last decade, we've seen every single solitary thing he said that he does and will do on that Breakfast Club turn into absolute shit. Dame Dash right now is struggling in every single kind of way. In a vanity way, Dame Dash is losing very badly. In a physical way, Dame Dash is losing very badly. Dame Dash health and his mind, everything is deteriorating right in front of your eyes. And he still got the nerve to try to be arrogant and condescending. Even with this Cameron thing, oh, congratulations, Cameron. Now you got another man as your boss, right? 50 Cent deal with Cameron. They're 50-50. He said that Cameron is executive producing, paid in full with him. But what did Dame Dash do? Facetiously go online and say, congratulations, 50 Cent is now your boss, right? Still stuck in this nigga mentality about bosses and fucking workers. Like, let the shit go, nigga. You got a problem with people saying the word boss or being a boss, but you're the only one that keeps saying it. You're literally the only person online to keep talking about bosses. You got a boss. He got a boss. This nigga mentality is so fucking 1960s. He's so busy trying to rebel against, these workers and bosses. Like, niggas don't even talk like that no more. You either got a job or you don't. No one goes to work. My boss said this, my boss. Like, calm down, gang. So I want to talk about where all this boss talk led up to Dame Dash and how I feel like everything he told us on that Breakfast Club was an out-faced lie. Even down to the part about the females, right? The females, this, that, and the third. All of it was bullshit. I want to have a conversation. Let me start here. I want to start with the first article because there's so much going on with Dame Dash, right? And I this is teachable moments to me. It's teachable moments. Watching Dame Dash fall, no, it doesn't give me any joy. What it does is give me validation, vindication. Because I'm telling you, gang, I watched that interview. That shit made my blood boil. Because he was so condescending to everyday people and he was running this boss narrative. And gang, to be a boss, you got to be respectful. You got to respect your employees just like they own the place with you. Because you cannot be a boss without the workers. You cannot be a boss without the employees. And most bosses don't go around saying that they're the boss. They just go around doing their job to keep the place functioning and open. Dame Dash had to be the boss. So he's beating on his chest. He's going around berating and degrading people till you don't have no more workers. Rule number 1 of business, you don't need to brag about what you're doing in your business. But Dame Dash is on TV throwing away his Air Force Ones, doing all this shit, wearing one time, wearing for 2 hours, all this bullshit. It's nonsense. And to be a real boss, you're never going to go in there and degrade other people's work. He degraded Def Jam all the time. He degraded everything that everybody was doing. Leo Combs, everybody was this, that, and the third. He didn't have nothing nice to say about nobody. Degraded Jay, degraded everybody. Because he was the boss, and he was going to get some get back on these motherfuckers that did whatever, this, that, and the third to him. Well, guess what? Everybody else is doing legit business. That's another thing he said. I always did legit business, honorable business. You sure? Because there's a lot of fucking lawsuits. Never once did dishonorable business. Never once. I don't know, because a lot of courts are ruling in a lot of people's favor that you did a lot of dishonorable business. Let me read this article. First article I'm going to read is on theroot.com, all right? Dame Dash spent years clowning folks for having a 9-to-5 job, but now he might need one. See, this is the thing, right? I'm going to be honest. It's some real shit. A lot of dudes on the block, a lot of dudes that was... I don't know if you guys are from the 90s, 80s, 70s. I don't know if you guys were there, but I was there, right? And in the 90s, for a time, it was good. The hustling shit was good. A lot of dudes got real arrogant. A lot of dudes got real messy on that block because they was the king. They was the shit on them streets. A lot of dudes had Benzes. They had Audis. They had Saabs. They had brand new Jordans, right? The Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons. They was buying all kind of jeans that was very expensive, big gold chains. A lot of these dudes got extremely arrogant, and they became bosses. and a lot of people was beneath them. Let's just be honest. A lot of these people that they were getting a lot of this money from had regular jobs. Crackheads can't run them streets without getting the money from somebody. Usually who they get the money from is people with regular jobs. Functioning addicts. And a lot of those people that were functioning addicts that were coming up to these drug dealers had to go to work in the morning. So they were buying the drugs. They would go smoke the drugs, do this, that, and the third. But guess what? The drug dealer that starts to get so arrogant, he's starting to look down on those people. Because they're crackheads and this, that, and the third, they're addicts. He starts to look down on them. He doesn't respect them as clients and customers. He's looking at them as crackheads and this, that, and the third. So now he's the boss. They're workers. They're going to work every day. He don't care that they're bringing them the money in the morning or the night, wherever they get the money. He's just really looking at them like they're pathetic. So this is where Dame Dash mentality comes from. Pathetic. The 9-to-5 guy that's buying a crack rock from him or whatever they buy from him is beneath him. So this is the real meat and the bones of it, gang. He looking at you as a custody. This is where the real psychology comes from. This is why that boss shit means so much to him. He don't want to be a custody. He thinks in nigga logic, gang. It's old school Harlem shit. It's old school fucking 90s crack dealer shit. So this is why he looks at you the certain kind of way. So let me finish the article. So now you know what's going on. He's looking at everybody with the 9-to-5. They the custodies. Let me continue. Back in 2015, Dame Dash went viral for clowning anyone with a 9-to-5 gig, insisting that, quote, real men don't have bosses. Now, a decade later, the hip-hop mogul is facing a reality check of his own, one that comes with millions in debt and a fresh Chapter 7 bankruptcy filing. See, Dame Dash has filed bankruptcy. I don't know if y'all know that. The big boss that was going around beating on his chest on some Gorilla Monsoon shit up in the Breakfast Club, calling Envy and everybody else all kind of names, right? Now he's bankrupt. This is the big boss that had all these big players, right? Now the internet can't help but revisit his words with the diabolical side eye of irony. The 56-page petition filed in Florida Thursday shows that the 54-year-old Rockefeller co-founder owes more than $25 million in taxes, child support, and legal judgments. The filing obtained by All Hip Hop also stated the rap boss currently has a $500 phone, $2,500 in jewelry and clothing, 2 firearms, and he got 2 guns, and just $100 in cash. Now, let's just be honest. We know that everybody's going to downplay what they have. Because Dame Dash was just talking big bone a couple weeks ago on his YouTube channel, this, that, and the third, talking about he still can get homes and this, that, and the third. He's still eating good. He still got houses, he still got money. So we know that he's downplaying his worth to go into the courts and try to get out of some of this debt. We know that. We know that. We understand that. But at the same time, it ain't much better than what we seeing on the paper. Now, I know he got money stashed away, squirreled away into this girl's name, that guy's name, da-da-da. He got this, that, and the third over here, over there. But if you were such a big boss, you wouldn't need to bankrupt at all. You wouldn't have none of this going. A lot of you going to say, well, 50 Cent did this, that. Well, look what 50 Cent did with it out there. And 50 Cent was much younger than Dame Dash is right now. He wasn't declaring bankruptcy at 54 years old. Right? And 50 Cent has gone on to do great things since he declared that bankruptcy. Quite a few people have gone on to survive after bankruptcy. But Dame Dash was messed up before the bankruptcy, years, and tried to pretend he wasn't. Try to blame any and everybody else for his problems. So he never owned up to it. He's still not owning up to it. He'll probably come on and spin the bankruptcy at some point, right? Into some other shit. It won't be what you think it is. Everything be clear as day with Dame Dash. We see that you're struggling. Just own up to it. No, he can't. You got to make it like, yo, I'm still eating good. I'm still doing this, that, and the third. Yo, da-da-da-da. He want to play games and make it like anybody that asks him about it, they the problem, they chatty patties. Well, we don't need to ask you because the courts are telling us what it is. Free of charge. Let me continue. According to the outlet, Dash owes a reported $8.7 million in back taxes to New York State and the IRS, which includes fees dating back 2 decades. He also reported monthly expenses in the amount of $5,200 with no income. How are you a boss with no income, Dame? Make it make sense. Everybody go through hard times. This is not what this is about. We all in hard times right now. But we're not online trying to pretend like we're not. We're not online disrespecting everybody else, still trying to have back and forths with Cameron and one-up everybody, this, that, and the third. Humble yourself. I've been saying humble yourself for the last 5 years with Dame Dash. Humble yourself. I used to have Dame Dash on Facebook back when I was doing my shows. And Dame Dash put up a thing. This is probably 12 years ago or more, right? Dame Dash put up a thing. He was doing an event. I used to do a lot of open mics. I did thousands. I had the whole three states where I was doing open mics and doing all kind of showcases, this, that, and the third. National artists, you name it, I did it, right? For years. That's how I built my name. So I saw Dame Dash was doing something similar. He was trying to find talent. He was doing a talent search, some shit. And I'm looking at the whole thing. He's doing the whole shit wrong. He had an event, and everything that he was doing just looked weird. I was like, this is not going to work. So I inboxed Dame Dash. I said, yo, I can help you with this. I just reached out and seen if he's going to reply to that. He said, how could you help? I said, oh, shit, this nigga responded. So I started writing all this, that, and the third, I had a plan, I guess he didn't like the plan. Motherfucker blocked me, deleted me. Didn't even reply, didn't follow nothing. He just blocked me, deleted me. I guess whatever I was talking didn't sound good to him. So instead of having a back and forth dialogue, because I was already making money in that space, I didn't need fucking Dame Dash, right? But I was like, yo, this Dame Dash, I can fucking work with him, Blocked me and deleted me. I was like, oh shit, well, fucking back to work. Moving on with my life. But it's shit like that. Instead of hearing me out and figuring out what he didn't like to hear what I wanted to say, he just ran on and did his own thing. Well, we see where it's at. That's the mentality. And I probably did myself a favor. He did me a fucking favor. But let me finish. Let me continue. Uncle Sam is coming for everything. And the NYS Department of Taxation and Finance is seeking a whopping $9.6 million in addition to Los Angeles. This is because Dame Dash does that kind of shit. He blocks in the lead, don't listen. He doesn't want to advance. He doesn't want to grow. When I saw Dame Dash doing American New and all this shit, I'm like, why is he doing half the shit he's doing backwards? He tried to do the app, right? He's doing the app backwards. I'm like, why are you doing the app backwards? You're trying to make people pay. You're trying to make people pay before you even have the content. Like you're trying to make people pay. You don't even have enough programming to warrant charging money a monthly fee for the service. That's not how this works. But he did everything. Everything got to be backwards. Everything got to be let me old school. Let me get it back first. It's old school mentality. He doesn't understand. People not paying for shit right now. YouTube is 100% free. Then they put commercials on it. He's not thinking like, nah, I'm paying my shit. So it's like old school hustling mentality, trying to sell dime bags and shit like. He's not listening to nothing. So it's like everything got to be done backwards. And here we are, $25 million that he owe all these different organizations and people that sued him, this, that, and the third. Because he doesn't understand this business. He doesn't understand the game. A old school hustler mentality is, if you're giving out something free, then you're automatically losing. No, the game is different. Music is free. Everybody got to find a different way to make money from it. But with an old school hustling mentality, when you think about things from on the block, yo, I can't give away content for free. The fuck, nigga, nobody's paying for content right now. But that's not what he thinks. He don't understand that. Instead of making the movies and then putting them on there and having sponsors put the commercials on there and then you giving all the content for free, then you got millions watching. No, he want to charge you $9.99 a month. People not going to pay $9.99 for the fucking shit that they getting for free. But these are one of the many mistakes that led Dame to where he's at. Let me continue. New Jersey Division of Taxation is coming in for $3.5 million. Los Angeles coming in for $5.79 million. And it brings his total to over $19 million. This brings us to the infamous moment in Dash's past when the former Rockefeller exec dragged DJ Envy on The Breakfast Club in 2015 for proudly admitting he worked for iHeartRadio. DJ Envy still work for iHeartRadio. Got a nice bag, do car shows, do that, this, that, and third. I know he got this thing with Mr. Penna with the housing situation. That's one thing. This DJ Envy got a lot of shit going on. Charlamagne got his own network now. Don't even try to say it's because of Dame Dash. Charlamagne was already going to have a podcast network, the Black Effect Network. Nigga writes books, this, that, and the third. Dame's so short-sighted, he want to be the boss before he get the infrastructure right. Right? Dame don't understand. Let me be fucking Diddy had to work for fucking somebody. Diddy worked for Andre Harrell before he fucking became Bad Boy Records. Dame Dash don't want to hear that. He got this old school hustling mentality. He went hand to mouth with these fucking drugs and shit, right? So he's some allegedly, right? He's this fucking big time Harlem fucking dealer that had all this money. That's the only way he look at shit. So I can't work for somebody. I can't be da-da-da. So now with this prideful ass mentality, he can't work for somebody else. He got to be the only boss. Well, sometimes when you be the only boss, you take losses. Bosses take losses. Well, Dame Dash don't understand. Okay, sometimes I'm gonna work hand in hand with somebody. No, when he work hand in hand with somebody, he somewhere down the line, he feels like That's not a boss move, so he blows the shit up. Everybody he work hand in hand with sues him. Sues him some kind of way, one way or another, because he can't stand to work with you. He got to be above you. Everybody can see this. It's just common fucking knowledge. I'm not saying nothing that ain't true. So let me continue. This brings us to the infamous moment in Dash's past where the former Rockefeller exec dragged DJ Envy on The Breakfast Club in 2015 for proudly admitting he worked for iHeartRadio. Dash completely dismissed the idea of having a boss, arguing that a job could never be passed down to your children the way ownership could. Well, right now, what does Dame own that he's passing down to his kids? Kids already complaining that he's neglectful. So all this rant and raving about passing down to your kids, he did a whole lot of lip service on this show about kids, this, that, and the third. I'm telling you, Dame is Lex Luthor. Dame is a 100% super villain in this hip hop space because he's still bitter, angry. He doesn't have nothing good to say about his so-called friends. He went on Cam. He's even at Cam's neck, who was one of the last people fucking with him. Now Cam going in bed with 50 Cent of all people, right? Against you because you drove Cam away by constantly using him, constantly trying to leverage your past relationships with him, leveraging that for now, using him to do these movies, this, that, and the third. Then you complaining when he don't do everything. He didn't promote the movie. He didn't tweet my movie. So it's like constantly, it's never enough. It's never enough. He got to use you till you're like, I'm all set with this. Till you stop taking his calls, like Cameron did. Because every time he call, you're trying to use you. But under the premise that, yo, I'm doing something for you. He ain't doing nothing for you, using you. It is what it is. Let me continue. If your son needs a job here, can you give it to him? See, I don't know if you guys know what my attitude with Dame Dash, it stems from that interview. That ain't the only interview, because I've watched many years after that, 5 years after, he was still arrogant 5 years later, 6 years later, he was still arrogant. He's still arrogant now, but he's got humbled. Because life humbled him, but he's still arrogant. But the reason that I discuss Dame Dash in this kind of way, because I've had too many people in my comments coming at me for this guy, right? Just like they were coming at me over Dr. Umar, right? So these people, low ethical people that a lot of my people of my ilk, right? People from my race, they can't see through it until it's blatant. Right? Once my people put you on a high horse, it take them 8-9 years of you completely flopping and doing nonsense for them to say, maybe he ain't that fucking cool, right? But I see the shit early. I see the shit through people early. So I've been going through this for years of people being like, Dame Dash is this, that. He got a whole fan base of people that still believe this nonsense that Dame Dash is going somewhere. Dame Dash $25 million in debt, but they still blaming Jay-Z, right? These are the people that's going to get my comments and blame Jay-Z. Right? So this is why I act like this, because I see Dame Dash for what it is. I had to work extremely hard for this. I didn't have nobody to lean on and be like, yo, he's the problem, da-da-da. No. If I'm still blaming you, he's in this interview of 2015, Rockefeller Records was already 15 years dead. So now it's 10 years after that, and Dame Dash still has no love for Jay-Z. None of these people still talking about everybody did him wrong. He's still talking about Leo Cohen and still talking about Def Jam, even though he says it's chatty patty shit, he still blames him. If you get him going 10 minutes into the conversation, he gonna tell you about how they fucked him. Right? So this is where we're going. And so this is why I have the disdain I have when I talk about this, because I see a man still with that drug dealer mentality, that old school 90s fucking bullshit, and everybody that believes him wasting their time trying to live up to it. You got to do things in steps. It takes time. When I started this YouTube channel, I had 10 people watching this shit. All right? When I got to 100, I was like, yes. This shit takes time, bro. You got to build this shit. It doesn't happen overnight. Dame Dash will tell you, yo, you got to just get some money and do it. He doesn't tell you how to build the infrastructure, how to be patient, how to get better at what you do. Dame Dash tried to be a YouTuber last year. Guess what his biggest videos was? Talking about Jay-Z. He tried to be a YouTuber. Didn't work, because you can't talk about Jay-Z every fucking day and then say everybody else is chatty patties. So he chilled out on the YouTube thing. He goes on there here and there. So it didn't work. Yet another thing that Dame Dash didn't understand. Take some time with it. Dame Dash podcast could be bigger than Cameron and Mace. But he won't put nobody beside him, because then that's stealing from his boss mentality. Right? He too angry, too bitter. He never laughs. He never smiles. The jokes he crack are always at other people's expense. So he can't make it in this space. because he doesn't know how to. He's still holding on to shit from 30 years ago, but then he'll point at you and say, you're the one that's asking me. Right? He'll sit there. His YouTube channel could have already surpassed. He could have already been. He got enough stories. He got enough intellect. He could have already been up there with Nori and them. But he won't sit still long enough because it takes too long to build it. Everything got to be quick, fast, bang, 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 because he's the boss. Him sitting back looking like a worker won't work for him. So he's going to eventually quit that in a couple of months. Everything. Because he still got this mentality. I'm a boss. I do boss things. If you ain't no boss, and that would irritate real guys like me that's out in these streets, that's doing stuff the right way. We got to be professional. We got to treat our staff we got to treat them like humans. We got to treat every potential business partner, we got to treat them like humans. We can't talk down to him. Dame don't know that. If he did know that, he wouldn't have so many lawsuits against him. He don't finish what he starts. And then when he does shit, he does it half-assed. If you hear about how he did the movie, what's Honor, whatever he did with Camera said they ain't had no script. He just put on the cameras and make you do now you're doing improv. That's not how you do it. That's why the movie turned out like trash and it ain't gonna work. But that's what he doesn't understand. He's doing everything by the seat of his pants because he's trying to get the money first and do the infrastructure last. And when people see this, they try to emulate that because they want to be big bosses. Next thing you know, them motherfuckers is broke or in jail. Trying to follow his ass. This is why I talk about Dame Dash. Let me continue. So this is where he's still berating DJ Envy. Quote, if your son needs a job here, can you give it to him? No. If your son needs to get some money out the bank from here, some cash flow, can he get it? No. Dash told DJ Envy. You come to work every day, Dash exclaimed. You're going to work 20 years in the business or 15 years in the business every day over and over again, and your son can't work here if he feels like it. That's clowning to me. So Dame Dash, I'm just going to be honest, he don't have nowhere for his son to work. After all that yelling and screaming on DJ Envy, and he was yelling and screaming on DJ Envy, he was real condescending to this man. I'm just going to be honest. I don't care how you feel about DJ Envy. Dame Dash was very rude and very obnoxious to this man over some shit. He had no idea what he's talking about. Dash Motors and this, that, and the third. Everything he's done has failed. All of it. Because he never was a boss. He don't have a boss mentality. He got I'm a nigga out here mentality. I'm a big man mentality. But none of that shit works in the real world. People see through that and they don't want to work with you no more. Let me continue. The now 54-year-old continued to rant. Do you ever enjoy being a slave? Can another man say you fired? Can another man say you're fired? No one can tell me that. That's priceless to me. Well, no one can tell you that you're fired because you don't work nowhere. You're trying to get through a mountain of debt that you created because you don't understand how to live your life properly when it comes to this business space. You're lying to these people. You're telling them that you knew this, you didn't know none of it. There's a certain way you got to behave to be a boss, quote unquote. Let me continue. Mind you, the conversation got so heated that at one point, Dash and the talk show host actually had to woo-saw over some cookies in the studio. Fans wasted no time going off on Dame Dash after his latest news. So what happened was people saying that Dame Dash is applying for bankruptcy, which is an awful place to be. No one's making fun of Dame Dash for that. What people are making fun of Dame Dash was being so loudmouth about how he was this, that, and the third, big boned and brolic, right? He was this man off the block, I was always beating the chest. Where I'm from, where I come from, well, a lot of us come from there, and a lot of us know what to do. Or we figured it out. We humbled ourselves and kept our head down and just did the work. Right? If we had to go to job, do a 9 to 5 to get work, I learned how to be a self-employed person from having 9 to 5 jobs. I've worked nonprofit, I've worked corporate, I've done a lot of shit. I've worked in retail, I've worked in fast food, I've worked in all that shit. And every single one of them jobs taught me how to be in control of a situation, whereas you can supervise it, you can be a manager, you know how to treat people. You can't be a boss if you can't make people feel like they want to do what you need them to do. And they don't feel used about it. They don't feel like, oh, here he comes, they're scared of you. It ain't about them being scared of you. It's about them respecting you and you respecting them. Dame Dash doesn't know that. And the simple thing, I was going to get into the 50 Cent and Cameron thing, man. We don't need to talk about that. At the end of the day, Cameron and 50 Cent they took control of Paid in Full because Dame Dash lost everything. He can't all the rights to Paid in Full went to Dame Dash. That Dame Dash had went to 50 Cent. They bought it right from under them because they've worked and they've done their time under other people. 50 Cent literally worked under Eminem and Dr. Dre. He had bosses. Cameron worked under other people. He had bosses. And now they've done enough in that space to be able to go out and earn it in their own way. And they still got to talk to people with some respect. Dame Dash don't get that. He's still thinking, I'm a boss. So at the end of the day, all that boss talk got Dame Dash was a one-way ticket to nowhere. To his girl being the breadwinner. What he said in an interview, as a man, I got to be the breadwinner. I got to make the money. Make sure I got money for my wife, my girl, right? All this nonsense and this and that and the third. All that sound good, but if you don't practice it, you can't preach it. So it's been 10 years since the Breakfast Club interview. We saw Dame Dash absolutely crumble down after all that big talk, right? All them Air Force Ones he was giving away where he should get them back and sell them because that was another potential business he could have done and made a lane in that. But everything that crumbled in front of him, he blames this guy, that guy, and the third, At the end of the day, no one can crumble you but you. No one else can make your business flop or succeed. It's on you. By Dame Dash having so many flops means he is not thinking these things through. He need to stick to one thing and build that. He's all over the place trying to be the boss of too many damn places. So at the end of the day, Cameron they back and forth, and that thing got messy as hell. They supposed to be brothers. I love. They keep assuring us that they love each other, but then they dig into each other more and more and more. It's getting ridiculous. They're out of bounds now. Cameron tried to get an interview with his son, this, that, and the third, because they're trying to hit each other. They are not friends. Let's just stop this nonsense right now. Cameron and Dame Dash are not friends. Not even close. They've been digging at each other for years, taking little jabs and swipes. They are not friends at all. They are two people trying to one-up each other and not embarrass themselves in public. Cameron damn near told you, I don't even take his calls so much because I'm sick of the calls. Because it's always something that he needs. And he always trying to chew you out. He's always bitching about something. I guarantee you, every single call from Dame Dash, you can't get 2 minutes in without him bitching about something, complaining about something you did wrong. Always trying to give you advice that he ain't taking for his goddamn self. Cameron had to run a 50. Cameron ran a 50 to do business. Because you can't do business with Dame Dash. It is what it is. Do I know Dame Dash personally? No, I don't need to. I can see how Dame Dash acts, and I can see how he talks to people online. I've been seeing Dame Dash crumble his own career for years. I remember when Dame Dash used to do the interview some dude was cutting his hair, a barber was cutting his hair, right? He's sitting there talking all reckless and this and that. He's always been angry since then. And I believe the barber that used to cut his hair fell out with him, right? Ain't that the same guy that did some business with him who was like, I'll never do business with him again? It's mad people that don't rock with Dame Dash over business. But somehow Dame Dash wants us to believe that he knows what he's talking about. So in this instance, this whole interview, this Breakfast Club interview was the catalyst for the end of Dame Dash. Dame Dash has slowly but surely slow cooked and failed in every single possible way. I don't know how the world you end up on $25 million to anybody for any reason, but Dame Dash found a way to do it. But he wants us to believe he's still good. He's still a boss. If Dame Dash was smart, he would cut all that nonsense that's costing him money. Just drop it all because you're not going to never finish it. It's going to all flop and fail because you're not doing it right. Get your ass on YouTube and be a chatty patty for free, and you'll start making some money. You'll end up like Cameron and Mace with your own platform. You're doing the shit anyway. Every time you go on your American New YouTube channel, you're a chatty patty. Single form line, my nigga. That's exactly what you are. That's why you should never say shit like that, because you're like, men don't gossip. Well, guess what? You doing mad gossiping on that channel, and you trying to pretend like you're not. You one of us, gang. So what you need to do right now, YouTube playing big bags. You better get on this shit, do 4 or 5 videos a day and stop bullshitting. But I guess what? You too much of a boss for that, huh? Man, I'm out of here, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG, man. Head on over to black-yeti.com, another entrepreneur trying to make it in this world. Right? Another black entrepreneur, black-yeti.com. Go over there and see what they got going on. They ship all over the continental U.S. There's a lot of people that's entrepreneurs and they still got jobs. Okay? People trying to make it out here. That's why I don't like the disrespectful talk when you try to make it like you got all the answers and anybody that goes punch a clock every day is somehow beneath what you got going on. And we see that you don't know what you're talking about. So stop saying this nonsense with the boss and shit. Leave that boss shit, snitching, all that shit. Leave that shit in the fucking 90s. All right? I'm out of here. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe and put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.